24-10 has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting. Ms. Roas, roll call, please.
Trustee Delgado? Here. Trustee Finkelstein?
Here.
Trustee Madhurkar? Trustee Orris? Here. Trustee Pelori? Here. Trustee Raja?
Here.
Trustee Roman? Here. Trustee Ruiz? Trustee Sika? Trustee Taffet?
Here.
Chair Raja, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Trustee Anderson is here also. I did not hear my name called.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you.
Trustee Budis is here as well.
Thank you.
In order to assist the Assistant Board Secretary in taking the accurate minutes of this meeting, I request the trustee identify themselves for the record when making and seconding the motion or abstention. I have motion to approve the minutes of December 17, 2025, Board of Trustee annual meeting and regular meeting.
Move, Mr. Raja.
Thank you, Mr. Orris. May I have second, please?
Second, Eddie Ford.
Peluri, thank you so much. All in favor? Opposed? Abstention? The motion is carried. Roas, do we have any correspondence?
Chair Raja, there is no correspondence.
Thank you. Dr. McCormick, do we have a presentation today?
Chair Roger, we do. So when I first got to Middlesex College, 11 years ago, I met O'Day Hoppy, and I'd never met anybody with such enthusiasm and energy and could get students engaged. And when we elevated O'Day to Assistant Dean and now Dean of Student Life, we were in a search of a new director of student life, and I thought we would never find anyone who could match that level of enthusiasm and energy, and we did. We found Zulema Cheek. And so I'm pleased to bring to the podium Zulema, who's going to talk to us about how she engages our students. Good morning, Zulema.
Thank you, Dr. McCormick, and good morning to everyone. To Chairman Raja, the officers of the board, and all Board of Trustee members, Dr. McCormick and your executive staff, as well as all members of Middlesex College. I am indeed excited to be here this morning, and I thank you for this opportunity to share with you a brief overview about student life. It is my desire and hope that this presentation will inform and enlighten you about our endeavors. The plan is to be concise, yet thorough. So let's begin. Next slide. First, I would like to say welcome to student life. Here is where you belong. This is the slogan that we have adopted for the Office of Student Life because we understand the importance of belonging here at Middlesex College. Student life is a place of opportunities to develop a sense of belonging, to build upon one's personal growth through engagement and to enhance the student's overall college experience. We believe having opportunities of engagement is where students will discover themselves, develop themselves, and grow into who they desire to become. Next slide, please. But before I go any further, I must introduce the most supportive team I have been blessed to work with. And yes, I am very biased. We are few in number, but we are mighty. If you notice, the word team is an acronym that stands for together, everyone achieves more. We truly cannot do anything on our own, and we must work together. First, we have Ms. Mary Tutalo. She's right here. She is our coordinator and administrator of student life. She is the contact person for all clubs and organizations and oversees all clubs and organization activities. We also have Ms. Danielle Nolan, who's also with us. who is our facilitator, who handles all of the logistics concerning clubs and organization activities. We have Ms. Jasmine Nieves, who is out sick today, but who is our coordinator for student activities. She handles the digital side of logistics concerning social media, advertisements, flyers, and postings, and anything related to forms with our clubs to complete. And recently joining our team is Ms. Tajane Branch, our part-time office assistant, who also helps out with our social media platforms. Not to mention our wonderful student workers who help us with all that we do in student life. Thank you, team. Next slide. We want to focus on student life. Our goal is to continue to provide meaningful engagement opportunities for students by creating inclusive, accessible, and purpose-driven opportunities that foster a strong sense of belonging. Again, developing a sense of belonging is our focal point. We want to ensure that our students not only feel welcomed, but they feel like Middlesex is their home. So we aim to build this feeling by offering various opportunities of engagement. Next slide, please. One of the areas we are currently focusing heavily on is leadership development. This is an initiative that Student Life has increased in the programming so that our students are able to build upon their leadership skills and their leadership potential. We understand that internal growth equals external productivity. So we've added leadership workshops to our semester offerings. This past summer and fall, Student Life held 2 leadership workshops you can see in the pictures. During these workshops and other Student Life presentations, we discussed the need for development of soft skills. Student Life also created a platform for student leaders to come together as a student leadership council to discuss amongst themselves things going on in their organizations, as well as what's happening with them as leaders and what it is that they need and desire. I recall the quote from John F. Kennedy, "Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other." We believe wholeheartedly that in order to be a leader, you must continue to learn. And as you continue to learn, your leadership abilities will grow. Next slide, please. This is why extracurricular engagement is an important element of the college experience. Student life is not just popcorn and cotton candy. It holds great substance. It's a place of development. Again, sense of belonging plays a significant role. When a student feels like they belong, they then have the desire to engage, and that leads to retention. Studies show that retention and co-curricular engagement, which includes the clubs, contribute positively towards persistence, retention, and degree attainment. That means we play a part in the mission of Middlesex College. We are helping our students to want to come back and persist in their educational goals, which will lead to their graduation. The Community College Survey of Student Engagement shows how significant the relationships are between higher engagement metrics and institutional completion outcomes. We can see the pattern that as a student develops their sense of belonging, they persist. And when they persist, we retain them as students. And because we retain them as students, they are more likely to graduate from Middlesex. Student life is a part of helping our students cross their finish line. Next slide, please. We just want to take a quick look at student life at Middlesex and highlight what we have to offer. We have over 60 clubs and organizations, which can range from general interest clubs, such as the Crochet Club, the Music Club, or the Film Club. We have identity clubs, such as Multicultural Club, the Indian Student Association, and Black Student Union, as well as program-focused clubs, such as our Computer Science Clubs, Business Club, Math Society, and so much more. We have a plethora of opportunities for students to become involved in, and we're excited about all the opportunities of engagement that these clubs offer. Next slide, please. We are always excited about the engagement that we foster on campus, and we say numbers speak volumes because they actually do. Our students are involved in so many different areas. As you can see, we have over 1,000 student club memberships, 496 memberships in honor societies, 100 memberships in the National Society of Leadership and Success. We had over 85 club and organization events during the fall 2025 alone. And we had one of our biggest events that we hold every year, Harvest Fest, which was over 3,500 attendees. One of our highlights of the semester was our Great Giving event. This opportunity was for our staff and faculty to give back to our students by way of donating items for a thrift store experience, where every item was free for our students. The students loved it so much, they wanted us to do it again, so we're bringing it back in the spring. Next slide, please. Partnerships are essential to our success. These include faculty and staff as volunteer, club, and organization advisors. They give their time and efforts without monetary compensation. Thank God. We are so thankful and grateful for the many faculty and staff who help our students engage and develop their sense of belonging. We also have departmental collaborations. Student life and clubs and organizations partner up with the academic side of the house, as well as other departments on campus, creating opportunities to reach outside of our areas. Additionally, our students put on events and initiatives to connect with various communities within Middlesex County. We are always excited about partnerships with student life that engage with our students and others. Next slide, please. Another area we are intentionally focusing on is the presence of student life campus-wide. Although our office is located here on the Edison campus, we understand the need to reach our students located at our satellite centers. Student Life wants to ensure that our students at those satellite centers are also able to develop their sense of belonging and feel like they're connected and included in what's happening. So we work diligently to increase our presence at those centers and provide engagement opportunities for our students at New Brunswick and Perth Amboy centers. Now, next slide, please. It is good for you to listen to me, and I love talking, but I don't want to say everything. So what it means more to me is to hear from our students. So at this time, I'm going to call up one of our very own students, Mr. Mario Suriel, to come and share with us his experience as a student here at Middlesex. Mario.
Morning, everyone. My name is Mario Surya Cruz. I'm currently a student athlete here at Middlesex College. I believe student engagement and being part of student life are extremely important because they are open student, help them be open-minded to everything that Aislinn campus has to offer. Also, getting involved help students learn about events happening every weekend at Middlesex College and give them opportunities to connect with other students. For example, event like a students engagement fair allows students to interact with other clubs, learn about the different clubs and organizations available, and have fun, whether it's before class or after class while waiting for the class to start. Being involved in student life give me a lot of knowledge and confidence. Now, if I need to if a student feels lost or can't find their classes, I'm able to guide them in their way or direction. It's also important to students to stay connected by checking student life page, whether it's Instagram, Canvas, or organization, or by looking at flyers posted throughout campus building that highlights upcoming events. For me, that was important to be part of student engagement and student life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Next slide, please. So as we come to the close of the presentation, everybody can clap for that, right? I just want to highlight how student life is working towards making sure our presence is seen and known amongst our students. Mario talked about flyers and social media. Not only are we increasing our visual presence on campus, but we are also doing so on our social media platforms where we are gaining followers by the day and by the semester to ensure that our students are in the know of what's going on. As you can see, we just recently added our TikTok page. I don't know who has TikTok, but come join us, right? It's brand new, but we are starting to gain our followers. We are making sure we stay relevant and meet our students where they are. And if they are on social media, then we have to be on social media. Next slide, please. Our work is far from done. We want to continue to focus on the leadership development of our students from a holistic approach, helping to ensure that our students are more than academically prepared when they leave Middlesex. We will continue to bridge engagement opportunities with our satellite centers as well as virtually for our online students. Additionally, we will continue to assess what we are doing and how it is resonating with our students. We desire to work diligently to meet our students' needs. Next slide, please. So I hope that this presentation was insightful. And if you're interested in following us, please do. You can scan our QR codes and just be on board with Student Life. Thank you for this time. We truly, truly, truly appreciate each and every one of your support. And thank you for listening to me and to us, and just to have a good time with Student Life. We invite you to whatever it is that we're doing. We want you all to be a part in what we're doing. And we hope that you find what we're doing as beneficial and necessary as we know that it is. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Zilma. We have a question or comment. Yes, Diane.
You're welcome.
Providing these opportunities for our young people is really excellent. So thank you so much for the work you and your team do. I had a question in regards to your leadership development, because I know you have various organizations and clubs throughout the city. Is that those workshops integrated into clubs, or is it open to the entire campus? How are we maybe supporting those clubs per se with providing them with a foundation on leadership development? Because these are young people who may not have those tools. Are they independently offered to the clubs to support their mission? Because I know clubs are usually organized, like they have goals and objectives, but are we providing maybe that support to help them build? Because that is where they get skills that may not be necessarily taught in the classroom.
Absolutely. So what we do is we send out the invitation to all club members, all officers of the clubs, to become or engage in the leadership workshops. It's open to all students, but we definitely gear and focus with our club leaders to make sure that they have what it is that they need to even operate in the club. Many of our students, they come to the club and they've never been a president, never been a vice president, secretary or treasurer, and this is their first experience. So we want them to understand what it really means to be a leader. And oftentimes students and people in general don't even see themselves as a leader. They don't know what leadership really is. And so to have that teaching is really essential to their growth, not just in the clubs, in the classroom, outside the classroom, in their personal life, to really develop who they are holistically, to understand who they are. So yes, we make sure that the club leaders know, but we post it out. If anybody wants to be a part of our leadership workshops, they are more than welcome to do so. You're very welcome.
Just one fast comment and one quick question. I was curious for Mario, you said you're involved in athletics here?
Yes.
I was just curious what you're participating in. Yes. Volleyball? Excellent, just curious. And I just wanted to say thanks for the infectious energy.
Oh,
Helps me get up this morning a little bit when I
I'm
needed
so
it.
glad.
So I can see why you're involved in student life.
Yes. I toned it
And that's
down a bit. I toned it down.
That's a compliment.
I didn't want to scare anybody, so I toned it down.
Okay, I think that's a requirement. That's why I'm not in that end. I'm on this end.
No, yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. No,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Very
Thank you
well
so
done.
Ms.
much.
Burris?
Thank you, Chairman. Gary, I definitely agree with you on the infectious energy. So thank you for the presentation. I concur. I find, in addition to athletics, having a robust offering of different clubs for our students to participate in is a fantastic opportunity for leadership development. So thank you. Just a question, two questions. One is, how do we assess what opportunities our students want for expansion into new clubs? Do we offer like a survey for them to express their interests, or from you, or are they just permitted to initiate them themselves? So what does that process look like? And the funding to go along with initiating such a club or opportunity. And then two is, I appreciate the opportunity for advancing the social media awareness. And I know that we have a very robust social media marketing campaign. And so more of a comment, Dr. McCormick and Kim, maybe we can talk about that during our next committee meeting, how they're kind of linked together, and talk about that further.
So to address your question regarding student surveys, we have been increasing the assessment initiatives by providing surveys via social media. If they are part of our Instagram page, we have surveys and polls that go on all the time. We also have a new website that we are embarking upon. We did a soft launch, and I didn't post it because it's not the hard launch. Is coming up in this semester, but our students are able to even go into that page and there's a link that says student polls or what are your interests, and you can drill down there. But even in person, we have our flyers. We're always out. We're asking students, what is it that they want? And so we have at our satellite centers, we have sheets and QR codes that our students can always use their phone to take our polls and assess. My thing is that we cannot do anything just because we think we know what we're doing. Right? We have to ask. And so it's important for our students to tell us what it is that they need and what is they want on campus. And we want to hear them and then see what we can do to meet their needs. And when it comes to clubs and starting a club, we have our engagement fair that happens every semester. We have our engagement fair next week, actually, and for fall and for spring. And so our students are able to see what we already have available to them. But if there is something that they want to do that they don't see, they are more than open to say, hey, we want to start a club. We are constantly having students come into our office saying, we want to start this club. We want to start this club. And we are excited to have them come and start the club. And I know you said something about funding. But funding is really about understanding what each club needs. Every club is not the same, right? And every student doesn't need the same type of activity or want the same type of activity. So in the assessment, we look at each club, and whereas one club may be very active and building a lot of community with other clubs, there are some clubs that are a little bit quieter, right? And they have their own little niche and what they want to do. And so we just really address what it is that they're asking for. And when they ask for something, I'm a stickler of I don't ever want to say no, right? I want the students to have what they want. And I do my best, and we do our best to ensure that our students have the resources that they need to do the programming that they want to do.
Thank you for your feedback.
No worries. Thank you.
Lots of good wishes.
Oh, thank you so
Good
much.
job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Can go to the committee report, academics and students affair, trustee chair, and Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Thank you.
Dr. Miller.
Thank you. My feed is a little off right now. If I could ask Dr. Miller to deliver our report.
Thank you, Trustee Anderson. The Academic and Student Affairs Committee has 3 resolutions to present to the board this morning. The first one is the County Colleges-based Centers for Adult Transition grant awarded by the New Jersey Office of the Secretary of Higher Education in the amount of $117,882. The purpose of this funding is to provide students up to the age of 24 who have developmental disabilities the support and resources necessary to be successful. The second resolution is the College Readiness Now 12 grant awarded by the New Jersey Council of Community Colleges in the amount of $49,972.50. The purpose of this amount will fund 2 projects. The first is that Middlesex College will work with partner high schools within the Juvenile Justice Commission facilities to offer English and math support courses. The second project is a 5-week full-time summer program geared towards 40 rising seniors and 40 high school juniors from Perth Amboy, Carteret, and South Amboy. The third resolution is the Hunger Free Campus Act grant from the New Jersey office of the Secretary of Higher Education in the amount of $27,500. This state-funded grant is to address student hunger and food insecurity by supporting our on-campus resource hub and food pantry. So that concludes the resolutions. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions 1 through 3.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Second, please. And second. Ms. Delgado. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. In finance, I call upon Mr. Taffet to present.
Thank you, Chairman Raja. Good morning. Of course, the Finance Committee met this past week to review resolutions as normal and also to talk about our audit. And I know we have a special guest here this morning. I will ask Mr. Frank Maltino to present the finance resolutions this morning.
Good morning, Chairman Taffet and Chairman Raja. Good morning. I'd like to introduce the partner at PKF O'Connor Davies this morning. He will be going over the audit for a presentation at the board in its entirety. So without further ado, Scott Cleland is here. So Scott Cleland could walk us through the audit and any results and findings that as a result of the audit. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank, and good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here to present the results of the audit. Thank you, President, for having me follow another enthusiastic presentation with an audit presentation. Which,
Don't worry, you're sufficiently bringing us back.
Okay.
Doing very well.
I'm glad. You got ups and downs. I got to bring you back down. Good news is we have good results to report. So I'll try to keep it as enthusiastic as an audit presentation can be. First of all, I want to thank the President and Frank and Alicia and her team, Madeline, Jeff, and everyone that works with us during the audit process. Everyone's an important role in that process. We need different things from different people. And I want to specifically recognize Frank and Alicia and their staff, because they're the ones behind the scene that you get a report at 70 pages, there's 3 pages of numbers, but there's a lot that goes into that. There's a tremendous amount that goes into that. You've got a CIO project going on where funds are flowing in and out for that. You had a new GASB standard that came out for how to treat compensated absences. We ask a lot of information for purchasing from Madeline. And Alicia's here, and I don't know if everyone knows Alicia, but she does most of the financial work with Frank. So if you could just stand up to be recognized. This is her second year actually putting the financial statements together, and really didn't miss a beat from the previous person that was doing that. And it's a pleasure to work with. She's got a great attitude, a great personality, and it's very, very easy to work with back and forth. So we appreciate everything that she and Frank did to get the audit done. I also, right before the audit started, tore my Achilles. So I was out for 3 months, and I like to be in the field. So I was concerned about how the audit was going to get done this year without me being in the field. And thanks to Frank and my staff, it didn't miss a beat. We used Zoom or Teams to keep things moving. We had our normal weekly meetings to keep things going along. And every once in a while, the president would knock on the door and say, "What's going on?" We keeping on target with the audit and keeping our toes going as well. So we thank that little push you always give us to make sure that everything stays online. Getting into the audit, I know Mr. Maltino had provided the board with an executive summary, which does a nice job summarizing the results of the audit. And I also met with the Finance Committee back in December to discuss the results. It wasn't completely done at that point in time. It is now. Nothing really changed from what we talked back in December. So I think it's overall good news. In the financial report that you have received, there is an unmodified opinion. It's pages 1 through 4 of your report, which recognizes, again, the information provided was able to be audited and able to us to give an opinion that is a clean opinion, highest level, based upon the information provided. I also like to point out that there's a nice MDA. In addition to Frank's executive summary, there's a nice MD&A in there that provides an overview of 3 years of summarized and condensed information on page 5 through 14, and talks about some of the major accomplishments that the college has achieved over the 24-25 fiscal year. Going over some of the highlights, financial results show a continued increase in your net position of almost $6 million. That's a 3-year trend that's gone upward in the positive direction. Happy to continue to see tuition revenue continues to increase. If you remember 4 or 5 years ago, the county colleges, all of them, were struggling with bringing enrollment in. Again, some of that was COVID related, but even before that, there were issues with trying to maintain and develop the base of students coming in. So your overall tuition revenue increased about 5.2 million before allowances, or almost 10%, 9.5%. That's true revenue to your financial statements. And if you look at from an enrollment perspective in credit hours, your credit hour enrollments were up about 4.3% from the prior year, which again shows a nice trend. Before Gary has a chance to ask me, I will look at some of the other colleges and where their enrollment looks. I looked at 4 colleges. You have basically one of the highest increases in enrollment. You're at 4.3%. I have one at 2.5%. I have one that went down 4.2% up in North Jersey. So you're trending in the right direction and at the higher end of the pack of those that are bringing in new enrollment. That's not revenue, that's number of credit hours. I went back to all those credit hour reports and took a look at it. Your state aid also increased a couple $100,000, which recognizes the enrollment increases. Your county aid stayed pretty flat. Your CIO project, there was a lot of money coming in, a lot of money flowing out, which I know Frank is watching in terms of the county doing that work on your behalf. And then footnote 15 has all the different designations of your net position, which some of them were revised this year based upon the president's input, which I think he also got from the trustees or the directors regarding how those designated funds will be used in the future. Again, continued improvement in financial position in the college. The audit has been a pleasure to work with your administrative staff over the last 3 or 4 years because it gets better every year. And I hope that will continue. And with that, I would open up to any questions you may have regarding my presentation or anything else that you may have identified in the audit report that you'd like to request. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. That was great comment, and you were so right that Dr. McCormick is a good shepherd. He keeps an eye on us also, so and takes care of us too. So that is good. Thank you. I'm sure Mr. Taffet has comments on the.
I'll limit my comments to like a half hour. No, a comment and question. I do think the time spent at the Finance Committee is incredibly helpful because that really is where you have an opportunity to go in depth. I know all of the trustees take a look at the audit, but it is helpful. I know my first couple of years as I was getting acclimated to the college, reading some of that detail gives you a much better understanding. And the path of where we were versus where we are is an incredible story. Obviously, kudos to you, kudos to the finance team, to the entire administrative staff. I really think we've built a robust financial position, and that's certainly not by accident. When PKF O'Connor Davies first came here, the situation was not, I don't think we're getting clean reports the way we are today. And I think that's obviously a combination of the hard work you've done, the quality of the staff and the quantitative materials provided. And I'm just very proud of the fact that, and you do anticipate it's the same question every year, which is how do we rate versus our peers? You know, what does it look like versus, 18 other, community colleges? And I think again, if we were to roll it back 7, 8 years versus where we are today, I feel very confident we are the envy for a number of reasons, including our financial picture. And so, those actions, those activities, deserve to be, publicly commended. And so for that, I do thank you. I would just ask, and these positive trends are great, where, not too far in depth, but in terms of our financial position, we have adequate reserves. It's always a balance between, having enough, not having too much. I know we've taken a number of actions internally in terms of tuition and fee level setting, and you want quality. It's not, price is critical, critical, but, almost half our students do receive some level of subsidy by virtue of federal and state programs.
Right.
But quality is not to be diminished.
Right.
So how are we okay in terms of, financial reserves? Where do we stand compared to our peers, or where you think we should be? And, what is our outlook moving forward in that regard?
Sure. So I think 6, 7 years ago, the general guidance out there was 25 to 30% reserve number. And recently, from meetings with NACUBO, they're looking at recommending around 40%, which I think is where you are right now. You're around the 40% number. You are in better shape than most when I look at other colleges and universities. Some of the smaller ones, they're never going to get to where they need to be. But in terms of your size, comparing you to Bergen, you're much better shape than some of the other ones that are out there. I understand that there are some projects in the works that are going to bring that number down a little bit over the next couple of years and then bring it back up once you satisfy those requirements. So I think overall you have a very, very good financial position and a very good financial outlook. And it sounds like you have a pretty good plan in place as to how to keep those reserves between 30 and 40, with the ultimate goal, obviously, to bring it back up to the 40 point over the years. So, that's my take from the NACUBO, as well as looking at some of the other colleges and universities. Now, what's interesting is I had to dig to try to find some of this information. Now, the enrollment audits are due in November, so I was able to find those. But the other audits that I looked at, and there were like 6 or 7 of them, they're not done yet. And they're going beyond January. So from the perspective of not only a good financial position, you have people that can get the job done where the audit gets done as well and gets filed by the 31st of January. So kudos to that as well. There's nothing posted anywhere, and I talked to some of the other partners and other firms, and they're just struggling with getting certain information to get the audits out. So again, you're getting your done by a timely manner, and again, good financial position, and I think where you need to be.
Mr. Chairman, just my very last comment on that would be, having had the opportunity to interact with other state and local leaders, the county, or our primary partners, the state, county, as well as, taxpayers, tuition payers in general. But there is an absolute direct correlation between having strong financial position, which we have, and folks feeling confident or making an investment in this institution and knowing that that money is going to be spent the right way. So I think the fact that you have rebuilt the financial operation the way you have, it's not just good. We don't borrow per se, but it's always good for borrowing in governments.
Right.
But it allows a level of confidence with our county and state partners to invest in us. That is, I think, part of the reason that we are in the position that we're in. So kudos, from the president on down. But I'm going to say your name one more time, Scott Cleland, so everybody knows what where we were versus where we are today, because of your direct interaction. Very much appreciated.
I appreciate that, Gary. I really want to recognize again that we do the audit. You guys make the decisions. You do ask for advice here and there on financial situations, and we're more than happy to provide that. But the numbers that are in the report you generate those, and those numbers are yours. We're just happy to be able to put an unqualified opinion, unmodified opinion on that. So I appreciate the recognition, but your people are the ones that get it done, and that makes our job easier as well. I've had a couple jobs this year where I don't know if you've read about Montclair School District. Well, that's now a new client of ours after the problem. So we've just picked that up, and we don't ever want to be in a situation where a firm's being criticized for not being transparent or providing the right advice to our clients. So we like it when it's clean. We like it when the financial information makes sense. We don't have a lot of audit adjustments. So again, everything across the board, from your administration to your president to you as a board, working together and being transparent is the most important thing to keep that out there so the public has confidence in us as an audit firm and you as a board. So thank you very much for allowing me to present today.
Their comments, questions?
Mr. Raja, just
Yes,
another
Mr.
comment for Frank, his team for doing all the work behind the scenes to make this audit successful. Thank you.
Good work, Chairman Taffet and Frank and team. Now we can go to the resolution.
Okay, okay. Scott, thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. I've been doing this for 47 years, and Scott's firm, PKF O'Connor Davies, is one of the best. I've worked with KPMG, Coopers, PwC, and that firm, PKF O'Connor Davies, is top shelf. Thanks, Scott. Okay, the resolutions.
Yes.
The Finance Committee met on Thursday, January 15th at 8:30 a.m. To discuss various fiscal matters at the college. They are contained in 9 finance resolutions before you today. All of the resolutions contained bids, commitments, obligations, which are funded through the college's operating funds, Chapter 12 funding, minor capital funding, and grant funding. These resolutions that are contained herein are for fiscal year 2026, which begins July 1, 2025, and June 30th, and ends June 30th, 2026. In summary, resolutions 1 through 6 are for various purchases and awards under cooperative agreements, fair and open bids, pay-to-play contracts, contract amendments, and the sale of various business tangible property that is unfit for use at the college now. And they are to be sold through govdeals.com. Resolution number 7 is for the authorization of payment for architects, contractors, and engineers for construction contracts occurring on campus at the college that have been previously approved by this body. Resolution number 8 is the authorization of payment of legal fees to the Wiener Law Group for labor matters during the month of November 2025 in the amount of $87.50. And resolution number 9 is for the acceptance of the annual audit prepared by PKF O'Connor Davies that Scott Clellan just elaborated on, and noted that the report and opinion on the report contained in pages 1 through 4 is an unqualified opinion. That means a clean opinion. And there are no findings whatsoever. We're very proud of not only a clean opinion, but also that there are no findings that raise to the level of a reportable finding. So we're pretty proud of that, and that is 4 years running now. So coming out of COVID, a little dicey there for a while, but after that, the last 4 years, not one finding. So we're very proud of that. Chairman Taffet, that concludes the finance resolutions today.
Thank you, Mr. Maltino. Chairman Raja, I would like to make a motion to approve resolutions 1 through 9, although in my case, except for resolutions 2D and 8A, for those I'll be abstaining.
Chairman Raja, I would like to move resolutions 2D and 8A.
Second the motion.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Taffet, Mr. Doris. Thank you, Mr. Palori. Second is mentioned, and all in favor for this all resolution?
Aye.
Aye.
Any oppose? Any abstention? We go to abstention. Motion is carried. The Human Resources, I call upon Mr. Orers to present the resolutions.
Provide a report for us now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Good morning, Mr. Orris, members of the board. Human Resources is recommending a total of 25 personnel items inclusive of hires, status, separations, and miscellaneous actions for the month of January. I'm happy to answer any questions from the board on these items.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. I would like to make a motion to approve all resolutions in the categories of hires, change of status, separations, and miscellaneous.
Doris has moved. May I have second, please?
Roman second.
Roman is second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Any abstention? The motion is carried. General, Mr. Taffet.
Thank you, Chairman Raja. For this month, there is one general resolution on the agenda today, and pursuant to Section 5.2 of the board bylaws, in my role as vice chair of this board, I want to report to the board that I've reviewed the president's expenses for the second quarter of the fiscal year 2026. I found them to be in order, and I'm recommending full approval to the board. Therefore, I would like to make a motion to approve this resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Taffet, for moving the second, please. Second, Ms. Gatto, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstention. The motion is carried. Remark from the Middlesex County Board of Commissioners. We have for the Commissioner Scott McCollum, we have Sandy, the Department of Development, Economic Development Department head. Sandy is on the line. Sandy, good morning. Sandy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I was having challenges.
Morning, thank you.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for allowing me to be here, and Happy New Year. I don't know if it's too late to say that to everyone, but Happy New Year. It was a pleasure hearing the reports today and seeing that the Middlesex College continues to be in excellent financial standing. It was also really great to hear about the various work that is happening from a student life perspective today. The commitment to the diversity, the commitment to the students is unmatched. And to quote Mr. Taffet, yes, I do believe that Middlesex College is the envy of all other community colleges in the state. And I'm appreciative of the work that the commissioners continue to support to allow for that to continue to be the case. So thank you for allowing me to be here today.
Thank you, Sandy, and keep well and keep warm. We have a report from the Ms. Burris for the public marketing department. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Raja. Actually, I'm going to report on just briefly from my role as the representative from the New Jersey Council of Community Colleges. Just a couple of things. They just launched their New Jersey Future Ready report, which calls on 75% of our residents to be receive a post-secondary education by 2040. And I know Middlesex College will play a critical part in that. And we have over 30 different outside organizations as partners to help us achieve that objective, which we're really excited about. And additionally, there were 3 critical pieces of legislation passed by the legislature and signed by the governor, which further enhance collaboration with our community colleges and different workforce programs. And I know Middlesex College will play a critical role in that as well. So it was a really, really good couple of months leading up to January for our community college community. And so real progress being made for further education in our post-secondary world. So thank you for the opportunity to report on that.
Thank you, Chrissy, your dedication in attending all the NJ community college meetings and keeping us up to date, and your involvement with all the activities. Thank you so much. And Mr. Hoffman, do we have any?
No report,
No report. President's report, Dr. McCoy.
Mr. Raja, I do have a report. I want to first start with some thank yous. And first and foremost, we talk about different departments here being invisible. You think about facilities where they set up for this event, they clean up after. We don't see them do it, but we appreciate the work. Finance is often seen as invisible, right? It's the glue that holds us together, that pays the bills, that allows us to be in good financial shape. So I want to add my congratulations to those of you already heard, to Frank and team for a great job on the audit. Congratulations, Frank. Number two, I want to thank Zulema and her team for being here today. I meant what I said about enthusiasm, and you heard the word infectious in a good way, right? That the kind of spirit you and your team bring every day to our students makes them want to do more things. And so when I walk around campus and you see me do it, I talk to students, and those who are actively engaged in student life are the ones who are thriving. So we want to get more students engaged. You have a vision for that. We want to support you in that. And kudos to you and your team. Thank you for presenting today. And then thirdly, to everybody who did anything this semester to get ready for the semester, I'm thinking of Daniel Langford with EOF, the folks who have grants supporting the work we do, and certainly folks at both of the centers, including New Brunswick and Perth Amboy. A lot of work goes into getting ready for the semester, getting our grounds ready, getting the classrooms ready, making sure we have the right kind of activities planned for the first week, before and after. A lot of things going on this week, first week of classes. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I went around yesterday giving chocolate out to those in the West Hall building who were actively still enrolling students for spring semester. So thank you for getting students ready, engaged, and on their path to earning a college degree. Next slide. So we celebrated the winter holidays at the end of the fall semester. Next slide. Here's some slides from our celebration of Diwali, where our student organizations organized a big celebration, and it included a huge donation from different Dharmic communities here in Middlesex County of thousands of pounds of food. Next slide. This is scenes from the students' end of the semester holiday party, where students had a lot of activities going on to celebrate the end of a semester and the winter break. Next slide. And of course, our own employee holiday party. And you see there on the right, there's somebody who spoke earlier who can both dance and sing. Next slide. And we prepare for the spring semester, as I mentioned earlier. Next slide. Just a couple of slide shots here from folks again in West Hall, registering students, getting their financial aid ready, making sure they have their courses. Next slide. And now we've begun the spring semester. Last week we had our kickoff with the spring convocation. It wasn't quite as cold as today. Great turnout, great activities, and then that was followed up by an academic affairs convocation led by Dr. Miller and a workforce development lifelong learning convocation led by Executive Director Natasha James Walden. A few slides. Next slide. These are photos from the breakfast before the convocation. Next slide. We had a presentation, and if you haven't seen, there's a recording on our YouTube channel. It was in last Friday's Friday memo. If you haven't watched it, curl up with a cup of something warm. About 45 minutes, a lot of great data on student outcomes and enrollment trends, all good stuff, but the stuff you should be aware of. Take a look. Next slide. This is an example from the welcome back event for new and returning adjunct faculty. It was on Zoom this time, and so we had about 60 adjuncts there, supported by our faculty and staff who helped them get on board and get ready for the spring semester. Next slide. And this is from an event that happened last week as well. We had the Center for Enrichment of Learning and Teaching, led by faculty member Susan Altman. A lot of different focused workshops and discussions around pedagogy, but also on the left, just some breathing and yoga to get into the spirit of being ready and limber to teach for another semester. Next slide. And this is from an event that the Department of Advising, Career and Transfer Services had for first generation students. It was an envisioning effort to help them manifest their success this semester. They had a board where they drew what they think they could do to make sure they're going to get through this semester in good shape. Next slide. And this is from the Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning Convocation led by Natasha James Walden there on the left. Next slide. And Mr. Roger, that's the report.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you, Dr. McCormick. We're looking forward to have a beautiful new year to start with, and everybody for all the good services. Do we have Miss Payne?
No.
Any old business? Any new business?
No new business.
Don't have anybody on the
No one registered.
nobody registered. Okay. Dr. McCormick, any other?
Just that it's cold in here today, so I appreciate the warmth you all bring, especially Zulema and team, and we'll see you around campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As we have no further business to conduct, this morning. The board is adjourned until our next regular meeting, Wednesday, February 18th, 2026 at 8:30 in the Dorothy K. Power Boardroom and on Zoom, with the link be posted on the college website. Thank you so much. Have a great day and be warm and be careful. Thank you. Have a safe one. Thank you. Bye.